A WWE Champion is injured and a title match was scrapped last night. Plus, we had multiple returns and a heel turn teased on last night's Raw. And a title match has been announced for WWE Fastlane. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling News right now. On October 3rd, he asked me what day it was.
What day is it?
It's Tuesday. It's the day after Monday Night Raw. We were meant to see Becky Lynch defending the NXT Women's title last night against Tegan Nox. However, it didn't come to pass, did it, Adam?
No, because she got hurt over the weekend. Obviously, she had that title match, great match with Tiffany Stratton at No Mercy, but suffered a laceration to her arm, required, I think it was 11 stitches.
Yeah, it was deep.
Nasty, so the match couldn't go ahead. However, we are going to see it, right?
We are going to see it next week.
Come on.
As it happens. It's been moved back to next Monday Night Raw. Now, we did see Becky Lynch on Raw last night. She had her arm in a sling and she had a nice little chat with Indy Hartwell. And she said that Becky Lynch will be on NXT tonight looking for, quote, new contenders. And Indy Hartwell has suggested she might pop back to NXT and get in the mix for that sort of thing.
Well, up for that. It's weird, isn't it? In wrestling, like this laceration to the arm is nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Becky.
No, I'm not. if I lacerated my arm, I would never shut up about it. Yeah. 11 stitches. She's off for a week.
Yeah, but
she's still got to work. She's still got to go in and cut promos and that.
She's still grafting. God love her.
Mental, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's something else. Yeah, all being well, back to normal for next week. Tegan Nox will get her chance, but Becky's on NXT tonight, carrying that on. That injury woe continued on Raw last night with an announcement regarding the Viking Raiders, which is pretty devastating.
Yeah, unfortunately, Eric of the Viking Raiders is going to be sidelined for the foreseeable future, according to Wade Barrett on comms. So there was originally a planned tag team match, New Day versus the Viking Raiders. That got scrapped. Instead, we got Xavier Woods versus Ibar, one-on-one. So Valhalla also not there. Eric's wife, of course, in real life. So I don't know what's going on here.
No, but they really put Ivar over strong regardless, despite the fact that he lost to Woods in that match. No, but then he battered Kofi, and then he battered Woods, and then he did a bit on Raw Talk where he was like, the gods will not be happy until they've eaten the New Day. So the New Day getting eaten, that's a worry. So it suggests to me that they are continuing the story regardless. Viking rules match happening next week, presumably with just Ivar involved.
Yeah.
I think there's a potential. If Eric's going to be out for a bit, like a single run for Ivar?
No disrespect to Eric, but I think Ivar's got the better chance of having a singles run. He's got a great look, hasn't he?
Really good
really,
look
really
as well.
good look. So 2 weeks ago, you might remember, by the way, Eric was pulled from Raw last minute due to lack of medical clearance. So this could be related to that. Don't want to sit here and speculate about what's going on. We wish him the very best. Foreseeable future doesn't sound especially great, but fingers crossed we see him sooner rather than later. We love you, Eric.
We do love it. We do bloody love Eric.
I love the Viking Raiders. I think they're amazing. I think they're so good. You know what? They should be way higher. They should be making their name as like the next Legion of Doom or Dudley Boys or something like that, and that hasn't happened for them in WWE. And I know there's been injury woes and stuff like that, but it worries me that that's never going to happen because they are so good. We've seen it. We remember bloody on the Indies them being good.
Oh, I remember seeing them in Newcastle as War Machine.
Right. Yeah,
fighting the Young Bucks, if memory serves.
For what culture?
Yeah, I think for Defiant, which was kind of like
never heard of it.
What culture's non-union equivalent?
Yeah.
We had some returns last night away from some of the injury fears from last night. We had Rhea Ripley back on Raw, getting into a wild brawl with Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shayna Baszler. They had a million security guards stepping in to break it up. And Rhea Ripley, good morning, mother, grabs one of the security guards for a riptide, realizes she's not facing the hard cam, and just swings him round and then does it.
It's enough to make you want to get into security work, isn't it?
Certainly is, Mon Frere. So Ripley back after a few weeks away, selling the injury to Nia Jax. I think in truth she's been back home in Australia doing PR for Elimination Chamber Perth.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
I thought she had some booked time off. Maybe a
bit of column A, bit of column B, bit of a busman's holiday in it. You know.
I hope she had a lovely time.
I hope she had a lovely time back home. She would then have a meeting with the Judgment Day where She chastised Damien Priest for not being cleared to wrestle tonight. And then Dom would get a chewing out as well, saying that he obviously lost the North American title to Trick Williams last week. And if she's got a rematch booked with him tonight against Trick, and she said, come back with the NXT North American title or don't come home at all, was the words from Rhea Ripley to Dirty Dom. It's weird. I don't see Dom winning the title back from Trick, nor do I see Dom being kicked out of the Judgment Day.
No, he's the biggest heat magnet on the roster, isn't he? And you want him a part of that Judgment Day faction because I think they're great fun. They're so fun to watch. They're getting massive reactions. And Dom is a really big part of that, so I'd want to keep them together. So maybe she's just going to be more. It'll come back and it'll be, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. It'll be one of those, right?
That is the worst.
Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? So they're not kicking him out, I don't think.
From potential shatterings to reunitings that feel so good. How did Raw end last night?
We've only got bloody DIY back on the books, eh?
Yes.
So, at the end of Raw, after months and months of Tommaso Ciampa looking for him, Johnny Gargano returned. What happened?
He ended up saving Ciampa from a beatdown from Imperium. Gunter left after he beat Ciampa for the IC title, and then left Vinci and Ludwig to do the dirty work. But then here comes Gargano to even the odds. Now, there was a bit of I feel like it was a snafu. It reminded me of Raw of old, Cultaholic Classic Raw review every Monday on the podcast feed, where they don't quite get the live timings quite right, because they went to hit their double team finisher, meeting in the middle, but the show went off air before they hit it. So they kind of sized up for it, the little credit thing appeared in the corner, and boof, off. On the YouTube channel, they have amended it so you can see the full finish.
Thank the Lord.
Yes!
I think that might be other people's fault, because Gargano, when I watched it, I watched the YouTube clip this morning, he got down there pretty fast. He was doing his stuff quick. It feels like maybe they were short on time anyway.
Something happened somewhere.
That's a shame, though, isn't it, for the TV audience?
Yeah, but you can watch the whole thing where they hit the meeting in the middle and they have a big old hug, DIY, well and truly back together. It's taken months for us to get here, but this is exactly where both lads need to be, I do believe.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing.
Yeah.
They're together, they're apart, they're together, and that's going to go on forever, and it's always entertaining.
And who's not up?
Apart from the one final beat match.
Yeah.
What was that called?
We were finding the sides during a difficult era on the planet, right. So I can't, and it was Triple H, who notoriously loves a really long match drawn out, and plus the sort of pandemic-y nature of things, we can forgive it.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be great. I'm surprised it's taken them this long. Gargano's been on the house show circuit doing the odd match with Omos here and there, losing all of them, but he's not going to lose anymore because he's back in DIY back to way.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre back to way. Yeah. Look at you go. Yeah. You're turning
I'm a
on
presenter,
him.
Tom.
I've heard.
Yeah. 8 years, I'm this good.
I heard it.
Drew McIntyre teasing a heel turn. It's my turn to talk. That's how it works.
Well,
Drew McIntyre teasing a heel turn last night. That sort of thing continues with the referee distracted. Drew ripped off his turnbuckle pad and smashed Miz's head into it, leading to his win last night. Can't get my words out. You do the presenting now.
It was a strange old bit because Drew has had a few little flecks of heelness over the past few weeks, walking out and letting Jey Uso be beaten up by the Judgment Day t'other week. This week he was going for the Claymore and then decided to change his mind. I'm going to cut his head off with the sword instead. And as the referee was getting Angela out of the ring, he literally rips off the turnbuckle pad and cracks Miz with it, as you said. I love the idea of a Drew heel turn. I think this is just the sprinkling of goodness that Drew needs right now, or badness as it should be. And I do believe there's rumblings that this is going to lead to a Drew-Cody rivalry the latter part of 2023.
Well up for that. I think Drew's needed this for the last 6 months or so. Mm-hmm. I think this has been a long time coming, so I hope they get to it sooner rather than later. And I hope it's really impactful and he does do it as well. I hope it's a really big deal because I feel like it's got to be massive if you're teasing it so heavily already on TV. So you've got to do something absolutely disgusting. Yeah, chop Pharaoh's head off with his sword or something.
Oh my God.
No, I love Pharaoh. No, that's horrible, isn't it?
That's incredible.
I take it back. Brandy's head off with the sword.
That's better.
No, I think he's got to do something absolutely massive. I think it should be I think it should be really good, and I think it's a good way. It'll be helpful for Cody as well. That tides him over until we're closer to WrestleMania season. I think that's a good feud for Cody to have. Who would you want to come out on top? Because Cody doesn't lose a lot.
It's got to be Cody.
Yeah?
I think Drew's
Do you not
there.
think that's a waste of the heel turn?
No, because Drew can then go on to other heel things with other people.
You sort of want after a turn, you sort of want him to win their first feud. Don't
Yeah,
you?
but if Cody's finishing the story,
yeah, that's true.
you've kind of got to have Cody beat Drew, and then sort of to sort of shine him up for Roman, really. But then Drew can recover from that dead quick and do other things.
Yeah, there are more dogs to chop up.
Yes, plenty. You will never run out of dogs to chop up. Ever.
Video.
Cody has plans for Judgment Day that don't involve chopping up dogs. It could be chopping up the Judgment Day, though.
Could be. He's going to be teaming up at Fastlane with Jey Uso to take on the Judgment Day. I think this should be really fun. I was quite not massively surprised to see it added, but I'm really happy that it has been added because I think that's going to be a good match.
It's revealed as well that Cody and Jey, like the Judgment Day, will be on SmackDown this Friday. And
go home.
There is a lot of people suggesting that this might be the first part of the build for Cody versus Roman 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Little tease, but then I think you got to hold off until Rumble.
Yeah. Then do something big at the Rumble, perhaps.
Wait, is Roman on SmackDown this Friday?
That
is this week, isn't it?
He's
of course
back.
it is.
Call Roman.
Wait, is Rock there?
Yeah, why not? Everyone's there on Friday. Looking to Fastlane, 9 pitches for Fastlane, plus predictions for the show with Andrew and Adam. Live reactions, what happened at as well. For Fastlane coming up next week. We have the women's title, Io Sky versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. Rey Mysterio and the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. John Cena and LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. Sikoa, apparently.
Sikoa and Uso there.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match. I've been presenter Adam. This has been presenter Tom, my wingman. And we'll love you. Bye. See you next Tuesday.